Is it just me, or does waking up feel like you're suspended in a metric ton of gelatin and you're just trying to wrest yourself from its gooey embrace, but it's so hard you'd rather just lie there and let it consume you? No? Just me? Fuck!
Making memories. Every night you've been in my dreams, taking enemies, and it's haunting me. I won't give up.
Now, I did want to get some work done today, because as my last episode displayed, my sleeping schedule has recently been abysmal, and I have had very little time to actually do shit during the day. Now, today I woke up at the pristine and early hour of 11 AM, so I thought I could get ahead on today's workload. Now, I did do that, but this fucker right here called me out of the blue and he told me he wanted to buy my illicit substances. Now, for all of you watching, I do not sell drugs. I do, however, sell drugs. I also realized that I was running out of food. A quick trip to the kitchen showed me that I was down to my last muesli bar and government-issued ration. I realized I could not sustain myself for an extended period of time. So I made the incredibly difficult decision to exit my abode, the one which I had so carefully defended with sentry turrets, Semtex charges, and claymores. Walking over the piles and piles of dead bodies that had accumulated on my doorstep was incredibly unnerving. However, they all looked like delivery men and post officers, a class of people that I care very little for.
So, it's day 8, and I'm running out of food. I'm going to need to go outside.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This man clearly doesn't know how to operate a camera. It's completely out of focus, and the ISO is off the charts. Well, shut up.
To find some rations, some provisions. I think I might have to get my food stamps from the provisional military government, headed by none other than Nigel Farage. But last time I went there, they threw me out, pointing Kalashnikovs at me and telling me to go find the Green Party or something. I didn't understand what they were saying. But yeah, I need to find some goddamn food or else I'm gonna die. I will die. This is life or death, I'm not joking. Help.
Now, I'm sure you've realized that this man has been code switching all along. In the recording, he sounds like a colonial, but in the narration, he sounds like a good old American man. And I'm not quite sure about that either. It's probably something to do with the communists. Before I could leave, I was greeted by a knock on my front door. A strange, short-statured man who no doubt originated from a nearby circus troupe stood before me, a cloak draped over his mangled shoulders. He approached me, proffering a number of provisions that would surely serve me well. It appears that my friends in high places are looking out for me. But now that I've secured my short-term survival, I have to talk about something.
They say distance is relative, and relative to relatives I have, I'd say I'm relatively close to breaking down, because right now I feel so alone.
The events set in motion by the coronavirus, the isolation, the distance put between myself and everyone I care for, have made me realize that I've fostered some dissatisfaction with my life. I think I've managed to avoid it for the most part because I've always been able to kid myself with social interaction, just kicking the ball further down the road, promising myself that I'll deal with it at some point or another. My mind of late has been a whirlwind, but I think it's always been like that. I just haven't had the time nor the space to really put much thought behind it. I don't really know how to put it into words, but I've just realized that as a person, I'm incredibly flawed. There are things that I do that make absolutely no sense. They're fucking retarded. And there are things that I should be doing that are obvious to other people. But I'm hopeful I can make sense of it. And maybe, just maybe, I can finally put some fire back in my stride. Because, my god, do I need it. Or maybe I'll just go back to occupying my time with meaningless little things to distract me from my ever-crumbling life. Haha, got you there. Think this wasn't gonna end on a meme? Think again, fucko.